For latest updates and short audio clips, follow us on Instagram, Reading the Author.
Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast Reading the Author, a unique show where we read authors' mind and not their book. Meanwhile, I truly believe and pray that you and your families are completely safe and healthy as well. Today we have Chitra Padmana ma'am with us, the best-selling author of Linger When You're Gone and Slaying the Blues. Thank you so much ma'am for coming on our show. We are highly grateful कि आप हमारे show पर आए.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on the show.
Okay, so pleasure ma'am. Before we get into the podcast and know much more about your book, about your vision, personal branding and all those things, I would request you to please introduce yourself so that our listeners can know much more about you, and don't forget to share about your writing journey, like how you started, कब आपके mind में आया कि नहीं अब मुझे एक book लिखनी है, like all those things.
So, hey everyone, as Gaurav has already introduced me, and I have written two books, Linger When You're Gone and Slaying the Blues. So, I'm a scientist, a dancer, and an author. Last time during the lockdown, I realized that I wanted to pursue my passion for writing as well, and thereby proceeded to write my books. But my passion for writing started, much earlier. So as a kid, I used to pen down my thoughts in a journal, and then my parents and grandparents, they sort of noticed my flair for writing and decided to publish it as a series of two books when I was barely 9. And that is how it all started. But somewhere during, the course of life, the writing got lost and science took over. So it was almost 2 decades after which I again regained that confidence to write again. So that is how it all started.
So ma'am, as we know that the book has been released, and I just saw it's performing really well on Amazon, lots of positive reviews it has. But ma'am, from a reader's perspective, if we say, like, after listening to this podcast, if someone wants to explore your book, someone wants to buy your book, then what they can expect from that book? Like, can you share some insights?
Well, it's a romantic psychological thriller, Linger When You're Gone, and it has something for everyone. So anyone can just randomly pick up the book, and there'll be bits and pieces that anyone can relate to. So if someone likes to read romance, then there's something for that, for those kind of readers. If someone is interested in a little bit of supernatural, something, involving ghosts and a little bit of horror, so you'll get those elements as well. And of course, as it is a psychological thriller, it really plays on in someone's mind. And I think the best thing about the book is that it has a lot of emotions. In each and every portion of the book, you will find some emotional element that will really, hit you hard. And that is, I think, the best thing about the book. The characters are so lively, so relatable, and lots of readers have liked it, and there has been an overwhelming response. So I think anyone who comes across the book cannot help but like it.
So ma'am, like, it seems to be really interesting, but you could have written something else as well. So what's the motive behind, like, what motivates you to write on this topic, or what's the inspiration? Can you share?
So I believe that the story chooses the writer and not the other way around. So every story chooses a writer to tell it in a specific way. And I am so glad that this story found me. So I guess the inspiration struck, I was just taking a walk, and in the most mundane of days, I found that, I could smell a lot in the air, like, the jasmine, the freshly cut grass, my mother's perfume, and something cooking in the neighborhood. And then I thought that, okay, it's a mixture of smells that I can feel, and what if there was a girl who could, have this heightened sense of smell and could smell secrets? And that is how the character of Miris came to me. So I started to write about her, and then the other characters came to me. So it was more of the character demanding that the story be written. So that is how the inspiration struck. And after that, for 6 months, I could not help but think about the entire storyline. So more and more characters started, getting added to the story. And that is how it all started.
Yes. So as of now, if you say, ma'am, like, Can we expect more such books from you? Like you want to stick to this genre only, or you want to experiment a little bit in other genres? And like basically what's in the pipeline as of now?
So I'm a multi-genre writer, and I constantly like to challenge myself with new stuff. So psychological thrillers are something that come very naturally to me because I read in that genre and I like to think in that direction. So a lot of my work is rather dark and deals with mind games and mundane stuff, which will sort of attract readers who like to think a little differently. And it's not for everyone, of course, not everyone's cup of tea, but for people who really like a little bit of different stuff, something really unusual. So I like to think in those directions, something unexplored, uncharted. And as of now, I am writing poetry and a lot of short stories. So my next project is a poetry book, which is going to be released really soon. And that's, of course, again, dark poetry. So my mother often complains that why can't you write something bright? And all the covers that you have are really dark and everything. So when I asked her for advice that which cover looks best, and she's like, all of these look so gloomy and you should choose something bright and happy. So someday I'll write something really bright and happy for her, but for now it's all dark and gritty stuff for me. I'm of course challenging myself with different genres, so let's see what works out. I'm still evolving as a writer.
So, ma'am, my next question to this podcast is like, most of the authors, like, and they want to create a certain sort of, impact on their readers' mind. Like, they want to be known, or we can say, they want to be remembered as a certain genre writer. So, what sort of impact do you want to create on the reader's mind? Like, from a couple of years from now, if let's say anybody picks a book, requests a book by Chitra ma'am, then what sort of that that sudden impact, that that feel, what you want to create on that reader's mind? कि अच्छा ठीक है, मैम की बुक है तो ऐसी हो गया, some sort of like that, like any strategy, anything, या आपने कभी सोचा इस बारे में anything?
So what I want to project onto my readers is that whenever you pick up a book by me, be prepared for some kind of emotional upheaval. So it can be a feeling of fear, or you can laugh, or you can cry. But what I can assure my readers is that whenever pick up any written by me, whether it's non-fiction, romance, or thriller, they will definitely be having lots and lots of emotions and feelings and flashbacks, and they won't get to sleep at night. So that is at least what some readers have come up to me and said that. So it doesn't matter what genre I write, but whatever I write will make the reader feel and feel deeply. So I think that is the quality that I'm aiming at, that any reader who picks up my work wants to, they will want to feel and fall in love and maybe fear a little and cry a little. So lots of emotions.
Ma'am, now coming to this industry, what sort of competition do you feel in this industry? Like, as we can see that, there are lots of books being published every week. We can say like hundreds of books are being published, and even we can say that publishing has become so easy. Amazon Kindle है, फिर self publishing, बहुत सारे publication houses खुल चुके हैं. So what sort of impact or what sort of competitiveness you feel, like a sort of neck to neck, or you're someone who feels कि जैसे आपने कहा कि हर स्टोरी एक ऑथर्स को ढूंढ लेती है, तो उसी तरह क्रिएटिविटी में कोई कंपटीशन नहीं होता, हर बुक का कोई ना कोई रीडर होता है. लाइक व्हाट्स योर टेक ऑन दिस?
I think it's the latter, Gaurav, because I think everything has its destination. Every story finds its own reader. So I think that if you think like in creativity you will be competitive, it's really stupid, because in creativity you can only flourish if there's collaboration and not competition, if there's cooperation instead of competitive spirits. So I think if any writer wants to compete against other writers, then they won't be able to realize their true potential. And only by a spirit of learning from each other, supporting one another, can we all rise together and reach more readers. So I think that is the spirit that I would want to conform to, that writing or any creativity related field is not about competition at all. So even I don't believe in competing against anyone except for myself. So whatever books I'm trying to write or will be writing, they will be one notch higher than the previous one. So I think that is the only competition that I would like to see.
Basically, ma'am, when it comes to competition in this creative field, what I personally feel बहुत कम ऐसे लोग होते हैं जो कि इस चीज़ को एज अ प्राइमरी जॉब के तौर पे लेते हैं, बिकॉज ऑफ द फाइनेंशियल पर्सपेक्टिव एंड ऑल दोस थिंग. सो व्हेन इट कम्स टू क्रिएटिविटी, अगर आप यहाँ पे भी कंपटीशन करें तो फिर कहीं ना कहीं वो जो एंजॉयमेंट होती है उस प्रोसेस की, या जिस चीज़ के लिए आपने अपनी प्राइमरी चीज़ से कुछ साइड में किया है, तो वो कहीं ना कहीं चला जाता है.
Exactly.
So, ma'am, like I was reading somewhere that you have won around 40 plus awards national and state level मिला के, and आप एक साइंटिस्ट भी हैं, एक ट्रेन क्लासिकल डांसर भी आपने जैसा बताया. So out of these, how do you manage to write all those things? Like, do you have any particular writing schedules, or it's like random कि कभी कोई thought आया तो आपने कहीं लिख लिया, फिर बाद में बैठ के लिख रहे हैं? Like, how does it goes with you?
So I'm mostly a feeling-driven writer. So if someone gives me a prompt, or if I notice something that really hits me hard, that is when I start writing. So there are several writers who swear by a regular writing schedule, and I'm really tempted here to lie and say that I write regularly and every day and meticulously, and I flex those writing muscles. But honestly, I don't. So there are some days when I don't write anything at all, but something or the other about writing, or something about incidents that I witness or feelings that I feel, they keep popping up in my mind, and whenever I find time, I pen them down. And sometimes they find their way into short stories or poems or novels. So I keep jotting down ideas about what I'm planning to do ahead. So there's no fixed writing schedule, but I make sure that I journal regularly, and that's how I take it. I take it a little easy because I am trying to enjoy the process of writing. It's been a really long time after which I've come back to this arena, and I'm here to learn and enjoy myself in the process, and not really box myself into restrictions or rigidity, because as you said, we all have our primary professions in which that rigidity of schedule and restrictions and routine comes into play. And if I do the same with writing, then फिर तो हो ही गया. So इसलिए I try really hard to enjoy my process of writing, and pen down thoughts and ideas only when I feel like.
And what behind that, what I personally feel कि अगर let's say when you force creativity, it's not something you can chase it. It's something that follows you. So वो आपके पास आती है, आप उसको chase करेंगे, तो then that will be, I guess, disastrous.
Creativity is always spontaneous. And जैसे कि हम लोग के साइंस में एक कॉन्सेप्ट है called entropy. तो entropy मतलब तुम हर चीज का जो the universe evolves towards entropy. It favors entropy. Entropy का मतलब है disorderness. अगर हम लोग too much restrictions create करेंगे तो eventually life का वो natural form ही है कि वो entropy की तरफ जाए. वैसे ही creativity है. It's spontaneous. It flows. It prefers entropy. It prefers breakout writing. And I think that is what my natural skill is, that my writing is not very restrictive or rigid, but it aims to break out of very fixed kind of themes. It aims to delve into uncharted areas.
So, ma'am, as of now, we have talked about your journey, about your vision, about your books and all those things. Now, coming to your personal life, can you share with us, like, what was the most happiest moment of life? Like, I know there must be many and a lot of moments, but if you can, share any one of them with us, then that would be really great.
I don't think there's like a happiest moment. Maybe like when I'm 60 or 70, then I'd be able to pick out one moment that's really the happiest. But I believe that my life has been a collection of happy moments, and most of them have been spent with family, or when I've really achieved something big and I've made them proud. I think those are the happy moments that I would like to look back at like a collage. like a slideshow, and I can't really pick out the happiest of them all.
Can you share with our listeners about that initiative which you have started, Hues and Quills?
Yeah, so the Hues and Quills initiative was initially started in October 2020 with an aim to unite art and writing for the benefit of society. So what we're doing is we are collecting artworks and then combining them with writings to create ebooks and paperbacks, the book sale proceeds of which will be donated to social organizations, non-profit organizations working for the benefit of society, like for mental health organizations, people working on women's issues, poverty, so those kind of issues. And we have tied up with several organizations as well. And now the Hues and Quills initiative is currently under the ambit of the Creative Circle Official, of which I'm a proud member of. So that is all about this initiative, and we really hope that it takes off, because that is our way of giving back to the society.
That's really a great initiative, and I hope all the best for that initiative, ma'am. And my next question to you of this podcast, ma'am, like what do you feel when a book is about to release? Like let's say अगर आपको पता चले कि जैसे कल अगर आपकी बुक रिलीज हो रही है तो आज शाम को या फिर आज what goes in your mind? Like do you feel stress या फिर excited या फिर आप some sort of milestone कि मुझे इतने लोग जानते हैं तो मेरी बुक को इतना सेल करना होगा? What's the expectation? Like what goes in your mind at that time?
Well, it's like दिल की धड़कनें तेज हो जाती है, and at the same time I'm really calm. बहुत restless भी feel हो रहा है, and on the outer अंदर इतना restless feel हो रहा है, but बाहर से मैं बहुत शांत दिखूंगी. So I'll be sitting quietly in a place, and there'll be so many thoughts running in my mind, not about the sales but rather the response की जो लोग मुझे जानते हैं पहले वो पढ़ेंगे, मेरे friends पढ़ेंगे, जिनको मैं literary circle से जानती हूँ वो पहले पढ़ेंगे, and what will be their response? क्या मैंने जो अपने characters के साथ किया है, the patterns that I've thrown them into, the message that I want to give across to the readers, has it reached them? Has it made them feel in that particular manner, or has it made them feel in a completely different manner? So that is the feeling that I'm completely immersed in, you can say, कि मैं constantly सोचती रहती हूँ कि मेरे readers को क्या लग रहा होगा, कि वो क्या feel करेंगे इस book को पढ़ के. So that is what I'm constantly thinking when my book is going to be released.
When you what I feel कि when you are doing something and बहुत टाइम के बाद जब पूरी वर्ल्ड के सामने आता है and they accept that with open hearts, then that's the most beautiful feeling what I can say.
Absolutely true.
So ma'am, as of now, like what's your current mental state, like as a person, as an author? What are the things which you are focusing upon in life?
अब तो देखिए, the pandemic struck and everything went into complete chaos, and even after 2 years things have not been really okay. So as a mental state I would say कि पहले I had this mindset of a rat race कि मैं constantly चले जा रही हूँ, and there are certain goals कि मुझे ये करना ही है, and certain life goals कि मुझे इस साल तक शादी करनी है, या उतने चीज़ें करनी है, या इतना income कमाना है. And now when I've seen like so many people die, and my mother's really sick, and I have come to realize that the things that we hold really important in life, like success and a particular life goal, a bucket list, that really does not matter. And क्योंकि अभी life है, and कल को रहेगी कि नहीं रहेगी नहीं पता. जो रिश्ते हम लोग बहुत important hold करके चलते हैं, ऐसा हो सकता है कि कल जाके ना ही हो, कल जाके ऐसा हो सकता है कि वो टूट जाए, and इतने दूर चले जाए कि हम लोग को लगे कि ये क्या हुआ. So I think it is more like taking each day as it happens. एक to-do list बनाओ कि आज क्या करना है, and take stock of your own mental health and what you are feeling. Take care of yourself, take care of your near and dear ones. I think that is the entire mental state that I am in, that I'm taking one thing at a time. I'm trying to enjoy myself. I'm trying to take care of my family, and of course I'm enjoying my writing. So क्या ही हो सकता है किसी का भी mental state in conditions में. The third wave is approaching, and we have lost family, we have lost friends, and there's absolutely no job certainty. There's no certainty that you'll be able to retain the relationships that you have, the friends that you have. So in these times of uncertainty, I think there is the need for everyone to hold on to the little peace that we have, the little satisfaction that we have by creating something wonderful, by concentrating on the core of calm that exists in each one of us. I think that is something that we each need to concentrate on, and I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to hold myself together, hold my family together.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, my last question to you of this podcast would be like, what are your advices for the upcoming authors? Like, many authors, many upcoming authors, and like many people will be listening to this podcast, and they will be holding their first draft in their hand in their laptop, or many will start writing after listening to this. So what would be your one piece of advice for them?
My one piece of advice to them is not to be discouraged by any feedback on writing, but rather to take it constructively. So it doesn't matter if someone is really harsh with your writing. So अपने आप को थोड़ा सा डिस्टेंस कर लो from the comments or the things that they usually say. Like for instance, when my best friend read my book, he was like, ये क्या लिखा है, ये ठीक नहीं है, वो ठीक नहीं, वो ठीक नहीं. So I was like nearly bursting into tears. तो मैंने कुछ देर तक I sort of became distant from the comments that he gave, but rather focused on the feedback कि ये ठीक नहीं है, वो ठीक नहीं है, तो मुझे थोड़ा बहुत उसको ठीक करना है. And that is what I focused on. And then I went back to my writing कि क्या मैं polish कर सकती हूँ, क्या मैं ठीक कर सकती हूँ. So don't take feedback don't be too discouraged by the kind of feedback that you get, and always take it constructively. Also, don't give up on writing. And the third thing that I would like to say is that constantly try to improve. So no matter whether you have your first draft in your hand or you have already published 5 to 6 books, don't stop evolving as a writer. So keep polishing your skills, keep attending workshops and conferences, keep networking, and that is how you'll be all evolving as writers and constantly improving. That is the one piece of advice that I would like to give new authors.
Okay, so that's all for today, guys. I hope you must have enjoyed this episode, and if you do, then do follow our podcast, Reading the Author, available on all the leading podcast platforms. And don't forget to buy and read the book. आप जस्ट Amazon पे जाएं, वहाँ पे सर्च करें चित्रा पद्मना मैम की दोनों बुक्स आ जाएंगे. ज़रूर खरीदें, पढ़ें और अपने जानने वालों के साथ, जानने वालों के साथ ज़रूर शेयर करें. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming on our show. It was truly our honor to host you today.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really enjoyed myself.